How much time you were giving on a daily basis to prepare?
Average, I would say then. Daily basis, there were days 2, 3 on continuous basis that I could not read even a word.
And you can't
Okay.
afford to miss out on the easy things, like missing out the plug and play numericals. That's not a good thing if you're preparing for such a good exam.
And there was a time like in March, April, and in April I took a break from my job for around a month.
I was a little scared this time, so yeah, it was 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day I was giving.
And mock papers, how many mock papers you had solved?
I decided that okay, my few readings I have not done properly, but the syllabus I've covered the syllabus, so I'll focus on that.
Because it is not like very easy exam. You will need 100% understanding of all the concepts.
If you're not thorough, you will get confused between two options. That is going to happen.
Hello friends, hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for FRM and CFA exam. So Abhinav, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time. Raj, thank you very much for joining in. So before we start the conversation, thank you very much, Tanu, for taking out time. So let us start the discussion. When did you started your level 1 preparation and what was your background at that point in time?
So level 1 preparation started in somewhere around 2021 because I'm a full-time professional. Actually, I seriously prepared from November 2022. As far as my background is concerned, I'm a public sector banker with 13 years of experience. You can understand I've seen almost everything in banking. It's a very busy life. I was really not expecting to clear it right now. Because of the question bank and a little practice, I've been able to.
I joined FRM like in October. I started preparation in October.
Attempt, the May attempt I clear was my second attempt. The first attempt I gave was in November 2022. For that, I started preparing in May. I think I bought your portal in month of May, and I just started preparing, taking one class a day. And I think I was not very routine, continuously preparing for it consistent, but yeah, I was doing.
So you were reading which book and what was the order of reading?
Book that I read was Shwezer was there and Gar book is there because we get soft copy of it. So it is there. I read both of them and order was Quant first.
So I followed the weekly schedule which you provided us. Like in the application of Intelligence, you had prepared a schedule. So to be honest, I was ahead of the schedule. Like whatever you told us to do, I was 2 or 3 chapters ahead of that. And I used to study from Shwezer. So morning before I go to office, I used to start a new chapter and try to complete at least half of it or completely chapter if it is a small chapter. And if I get time in office, I used to complete the remaining chapter, or else after I come from office at night, I used to complete the chapter. So my target was one chapter in 2 days, maximum, like 2 or 3 days maximum for one chapter in the first reading, of course. But if the chapter is very small, I used to complete it in one day also.
For the second attempt, I started with quants first.
Okay, because you realized
first I analyzed what mistakes did I make in my first attempt, and the answer was very clear that I didn't practice much.
How much time you were giving on a daily basis to prepare?
Average, I would say then. Daily basis there were days 2, 3 on continuous basis that I could not read even a word. I would say 2.5 hours on average basis because I used to make up for that on weekends. Weekends I used to study for around at least 5 to 8 hours.
So initially I started with around 3 hours, but as the months were passing on, gradually I increased my time. And there was a time like in March, April, and in April I took a break from my job for around a month. So I used to dedicate around 12 to 13 hours daily because there was only 1 month left for the exam. So
in second attempt, like only March and April, 2 months were left, and I was a little scared this time. So yeah, it was 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day I was giving. I was sitting completely, and I used to read the book and do everything.
Before you started, my question, maybe you had completed one full reading of the content?
Yes, definitely, sir.
Is it correct?
It would have been around, sir, March end. By March end, I completed everything, like everything once. Your question banks, sectional test, everything by March end.
By 15 April, I was done with the complete syllabus once.
And mock papers, how many mock papers you had solved?
So 4.
Sir, I solved all the 4 mocks which you provided us in the Fintelligents app, and I also solved 2 GARP sample papers. So around 6 mock paper, I solved 6 mock paper.
I did those mock papers. I decided that okay, my few readings I have not done properly, but the syllabus I've covered the syllabus, so I'll focus on that. So I did do the mock
Okay.
papers.
And what was the
2 were
average
GAP
score you were getting?
and
Okay.
sir, average score I would say 62. 62, sir.
Average score was around 65 to 70. In some paper, I got 75, 78 also. And in some paper, I got 62, 64. So 65 was the average score, I guess.
So I could see the improvement by in the second mocks because I was scoring 62, 65. I was scoring.
And then when you went to the exam, what happened in that first 1 hour? How was it? Was it very tough, very easy?
No, sir. A little anxious I was before the exam. I wouldn't say it was very tough, but yes, a little anxious on my part. As far as questions are concerned, they have a certain level. They have set on par. The questions were on par with the expectations. Not very tough,
Okay.
but yes, quant was tough, and I don't know how it happened.
The first 1 hour was, I was nervous a bit, but before entering the exam, I was like pretty much confident because I had revised everything. I solved question bank. I gave all the mocks. I got good marks in mocks, which is a positive built up. So I thought that let's not be negative and nervous over here because this is the final moment. I have worked very hard 6 months for this, and now I have to just uh, show what I have done in this 6 months. So I was pretty much nervous, of course, because when you see that question paper ahead of you, you are not able to solve the starting 4 5 questions because they purposely put 4 5 questions very much tough. So people get demotivated in the beginning. But I always reminded myself that this is just a trap for you. The questions ahead are going to be easy. You will be able to do it. I just motivated myself, and I was able to solve around 28 to 30 questions, which I think in the first hour, which I think is a bit slow. My target was to complete around 35 38 questions in the first hour, but I just
Okay.
completed 25 28 questions. So in the second hour, I increased my speed. I thought that I'm going slow. So,
Okay.
and the even questions were very much hard and calculative in the first hour. So it took me a lot of time in the first hour. But after the first hour, I think I increased my speed, and the questions were also a bit easy in the second and third hour. First hour and fourth hour were tricky. Second and third hour for me, in between, like 30 question to 70 question, were understandable and manageable. Like I was able to do it.
Yeah, so I was able to do 30-40% of the exam in first hour. Like I think my
Okay.
the my it was luck also that for the initial questions were quite easy in the second attempt. So it was like direct
Okay.
theory, or even the numericals were direct plug and play.
And now, if I ask you that if you can give 3 tips from your own preparation of how to clear FRM level 1.
First would be take around 4 to 5 months of preparation with 600 hours of input. Second, revise the material twice, attempt the question twice. Mock papers, 4 are more than sufficient, not required more than that. And be thorough. If you don't read the between the lines, if you're not thorough, you will get confused between two options. That is going to happen.
Sir, my first tip would be to go with a positive mindset. If you are
Okay.
positive enough, if you are confident enough, you will be able to do it. Of course, reading and everything is a must, but whatever you will be doing in that 4 hours is much more important than what you have done in that 6 months. I have seen people studying and struggling for 6 months and then going with a negative mindset in the exam. I have seen them failing. So my first tip would be to go with a positive mindset. Believe in yourself. You have studied for 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, whatever. But just be confident enough, because if you are confident enough, you will be able to eliminate options. And my second tip would be to create strategies, to create schedule. Because if you follow the schedule, if you follow the strategy, you will be more confident about your learning, your understanding. You should be able to clear the concepts before you go to the exam, because it is not like very easy exam. You will need 100% understanding of all the concepts. And third would be to be motivated about it, and like just try to eliminate the options. It is not like you will need 100% understanding of everything. you will not know 100 questions. Just focus on 60, 65, 70 questions which you know properly. Rest 20 questions are, they are by default going to give you very much hard questions, because even they
Okay.
want to demotivate people. So these were my 3 tips to the students.
We like go through the syllabus properly at least once. Like I said
Mm,
before also, that you really
mm.
need to figure out what you have to really focus in the end moments, and you can't
Okay.
afford to miss out on the easy things, like missing out the plug and play numericals. Those, that's not a good thing if you're preparing for such a good exam.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
my second would be practice as much as you could. Like this exam is not a joke, it requires practice. And read
Mm.
Shwezo
Okay.
after
And have
reading
faith.
three. Yeah, and have faith. Faith is really important. The first time I was not thinking about it, but second time it was in my mind that now the faith was the only thing that motivated me now. Because in the first attempt you were just going that yes, everything will go my way, everything will go my way. But in second you really need that extra push. So in my case that was
Okay.
that, yeah, have faith. You'll clear it.
This interview obviously will help a lot of students. So all of this highlight the dedication that you had in the exam, in the preparation of the exam, and we're really happy for you. And I know that this certification will add up a lot of good opportunities for you. So thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for talking about your journey.